All right, we're going to be switching gears a little bit because we're talking about something very serious. So folks, just give me the next few minutes of your time. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children reports 1 in 7 runaway children are likely victims of sex trafficking. 1 in 7. But now a local nonprofit has been stepping up to protect, rescue, and rebuild the lives of these kids. It's incredible work. I've been reading about it all day. Here to talk more about their efforts from Saved in America is founder Joseph Travers and former Navy SEAL and volunteer Toshiro Harrington. Welcome to both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Like I said, first of all, he walked right in and gave me the latest the latest report on the work you're doing and a challenge coin. First off, I want you to explain what is Saved in America.
We're a nonprofit organization of former police officers and special operators like Tosh, who is a former Navy SEAL. And we become licensed insured private investigators to go out and work for families for free of no charge. And we do this on a volunteer basis to try to find runaway and missing children before the trafficker does.
So how do you go about doing that? Because I know you just had in San Marcos, right? It was a 28-month operation.
Yeah, this was a special operation with Casa de Amparo, a home for girls that are at risk or have already been exploited. And they were finding a high number of men, adults, that would come and want to further exploit them because they can't lock the facility down. So we went out and did a high-tech surveillance operation over 2 years and helped them prevent over 173 times 57 girls from being re-exploited.
How'd you do that? I mean, I know it's so intricate, but you're saying that over this 2-year span, you surveil them, or did you step in? What did you do to actually stop this?
We surveilled them with high-tech surveillance equipment. We're in constant coordination with the CASA staff, and if an emergency happened, we had the CASA staff call the San Marcos Sheriff's Department, or if it was a higher state of emergency, we would contact them directly. And then we would have evidence, and we would coordinate the whole thing from a distance.
Why is this something that the active law enforcement can't do?
Resources. We donated over 6,000 hours. Can you imagine what that would cost?
No.
And the San Marcos Sheriff's Station, they don't have enough deputies to do the halter patrol there when we were out there, mostly Fridays and Saturday nights when other things are going on and these calls for service. So we decided to step up and say, we'll do the surveillance for you, and we'll help sound the alarm when something happens.
Tosh, from what I understand, you go by. Talk to me about your involvement, because I know that you're donating your time too. Why?
It's something that needs to happen. I mean, I have kids, so if you have kids, then you understand, because you don't want this to happen to your children.
How bad is this epidemic? I mean, I'm going to call it an epidemic because that's what I believe it is, but how bad is it?
It's very bad, and people, I don't think, understand how bad it actually is. And they got to do the research. They got to read these the documents that are out there. They just got to get educated about the situation that's going on. When I first came on, I had no idea how bad it was, and Joseph showed me, and he showed me his research and the report by Amy Carpenter. It's an epidemic.
Can you give me a little bit of a specific or a certain case that you were on that really made your eyes go, wow?
I would say the CASA, because it is girls that really, a lot of them are foster kids. People don't seem to really care about those cases. When we do the other cases, there's a parent attached to it, and so you can see love. But with the girls at CASA, it was, who do they belong to, other than the CASA? So that over time, I started to realize, wow, this is a big deal.
What do we as a society here in San Diego need to get out there so that we start curbing some of the alarming trends that are in sex trafficking?
Well, you need to know, in society, we need to know who the enemy is. And the enemy is, according to the study by Dr. Amy Carpenter of University of San Diego, organized street gangs and what I call an evil triad with the prison gangs and the cartels. And what they do through social networking is seduce these young girls that might be in some kind of stage of trauma, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, and lure them away from their safety net of their family, and then ply them up with drugs, and then actually brainwash them, psychologically manipulate them into the trafficking.
And get them addicted. We have just started to scratch the surface of this topic. We're going to continue to discuss this. But if anybody is listening right now and they could be a victim of sex trafficking or wonder if it's going on, you have a hotline, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the hotline number. Got it on your screen, I believe.
Go to our website, savedinamerica.org, savedinamerica.org, and our hotline is 760-348-8808. And you can go on from the website. You can get us through an email. You can call us on the phone. There's a wealth of information to get involved. We even have volunteer links for those who want to get involved.
Okay, this is Saved in America. It's happening right here in San Diego. You're based right here in San Diego. We're going to have you back because, like I said, I know you're about to go off on another mission, another assignment, and I'd like to get a report back on that and then what we need to do next, that next step we can take, okay?
We absolutely will.
All right, thank you so much for all your work. You guys are on the front lines for our kids and our community. Thank you so much.